Burbex.
Genius is 1% inspiration.
That looks like intestines.
99% perspiration. This is a teenage girl. I'm a pure child.
Hi, welcome back to Burbex, Brin's Urban Exploration.
Today we're going on an epic exploration. We're going to try and explore about 3 sites in one day. The first site that we're going to try and explore is this awesome primary middle school, which is probably abandoned maybe 15-20 years ago. The next one we're going to do is this abandoned village, which is very nearby. And last of all, we're going to do Jurassic Park. I'm shitting you not, we are going to see dinosaurs. Don't forget, if you love urban exploration videos with a China twist, be sure to hit like and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to ding, ding, ding that bell for great new videos from Burbex, Brin's Urban Exploration every week. Let's go. This is the teaching staff canteen. Here are some of the rules for the canteen. Don't spit, don't drop rubbish, don't dirty the environment, keep the environment clean, and don't randomly cross the road. Oh, and don't speak bad language. Good luck with that in Jiading. Students are not permitted to enter. You can see a big difference between this place and the places I normally visit is that this one has been abandoned much longer. 通知. That means like notice. So this would have been a notice board. Sloth like rust consumes taster than labour wears. Don't know what that means. You can see we're right on the edge of the countryside. This is basically my neighbourhood, close to where I live. We're going to go about 2 or 3 kilometres that way and look at an abandoned village a bit later. You can check that out in my other videos. You can see that these kids obviously had a long day. They started like 7:25 in the morning and they finish at 4:15. I don't even remember what my school hours were. Oh, look. What have we got? Spring draw, summer firecracker, juice, flower, blouse gift. Skip blouse gift. Nice. These kids all look a little bit high, especially this girl. We got something interesting on the wall here. When I first came to China, which was about 16 or 17 years ago, if you went into primary schools and middle schools, you would see that in break time they were all doing like eye exercises, like maybe pushing their eyes in different positions. And this was supposed to like improve their sight and like relax the muscles. Unfortunately, it was later proven that this is damaging to children's eyes, doing all this malarkey. That might explain why a lot of Chinese children had to wear glasses at the time. If you go into Chinese schools even now, you see a lot of Chinese kids have glasses. It might be because of these exercises which basically messed up their sight. Take a look. A lot of these exercises are actually useful. The problem is you just got to be able to do them properly. And probably most of these weren't delivered correctly. Up here it says, confidence in yourself is the first step on the road to success. That and using Microsoft Word 1995. If you've not lived in China or Asia before, you probably don't know this character. This guy's called Doraemon. He's like a robot cat. He's got this pouch on his belly, and it's a bit like a kangaroo pouch, but there's like an infinite number of things that he can keep in there. So he's always pulling useful things out of there. Very, very popular with kids about 20, maybe even 15 years ago here in China. Wow, look at that enormous bell. Please don't spit everywhere. It's actually a big problem in China. There's a rose here. I expect that was from Teachers' Day. On Teachers' Day in China, all the students give the teachers gifts like chocolate, apples, and roses. This one's a fake one though. Even though this school has been abandoned for a very long time, you can still see that it was actually a pretty nice school, considering the location is right by a canal, and this would have served the whole local area. Unfortunately, it's been replaced by a gigantic primary school nearby and also a kindergarten. This whole area as well has kind of been industrialized as well. Actually, there's a big incinerator factory about 2 kilometers that way, which is why a lot of people don't want to live in this neighborhood anymore. Just me. You can see up here it says, I'm superstar. That was a phrase that people used to use a lot about 15 years ago when I first came to China. They get the phrase superstar from the song Superstar by the super famous Chinese band SHE. It goes something like, 你是天，你是光，你是美丽的神话，我只爱你 You are my superstar. It was actually made up of 3 Chinese girls. I think they were called Susan, Helen, and Ella. Unfortunately, one of them had like a really bad accident and scarred her whole face. So SHE basically came to an end. Quite sad. Wow, I hope none of you guys have arachnophobia. Look at all these spiders' webs. Gotta be careful here. This is the founding stone. You can see it was built in 1987. I think that's some kind of body organ. You see there's lots of Chinese scientists on the wall. Hua Lu Gong. I don't know who he was. Someone else. Li Se Guang. You can see that these are graduation certificates. This is 2010, but this school feels much older than 2010. There's a model of some kind of engine. What's that, maybe nuclear power or something? Of course, we've got our man here, Darwin. He's looking a bit hairy. Maybe they're trying to associate him with apes. You can tell this is a Chinese place because there's lots of garlic. Oh, look, here's Thomas Edison, guy that invented the light bulb. Chinese people tend to love geniuses, and they love quotes from geniuses as well. And the quote that they particularly love in China is that genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. I would agree with that actually in Burbex as well. Lots of perspiration. Of course, over here we've got my main man, Newton. In Chinese, you can see he's called Newton, guy that discovered gravity. Apple dropped on his head. English, of course. One of the reasons that the Chinese economy has improved so fast in the last couple of decades is that it invested a lot in science. Deng Xiaoping, who was like the chairman of China after Mao Zedong, after Chairman Mao, he kind of emphasized that China should modernize. And so it started putting a lot more emphasis on, like science, especially engineering. So a lot of the time when you ask teenagers, what do you want to do when you grow up? They say engineer. In England and America, maybe not so many people say that. That's kind of moved along a little bit since then. And if you ask a lot of young people now, they say, I want to be an astronaut or work in like space science, something like that. Here you can see we've got a bust of a Neanderthal. People's ideas about Neanderthals have changed a lot kind of in recent decades. They used to be thought to be like dumb, ape-like animals, but they were actually like another species of human, and they were even thought to like communicate and bury their dead and even use tools. Interestingly, this is a teenage girl, and you can see it down there at the bottom. Like almost every abandoned place we visit, this place has been converted into a small farm, which I guess is a reasonable reuse of the land. We're going up to the slide room right now. These would have been used with overhead projectors. See, hundreds and hundreds of slides. So most schools in China, they will have what's called moral lessons, morality lessons, and those basically teach you how to be a good communist. These slides that you can see around us, they're basically all overhead projector slides to help children understand good morality. Some of the morals they teach them are a little bit strange. These are communist morals, by the way. Not just Chinese morals, but communist morals. I am Chinese. Okay. So it says 1996. Oh look, these are in perfect condition. Of course, all the important things, cabbage. Some of these are on, like projector slides. For example, you can see they would take these slides and they would project them onto the wall. Let's do that one first. On this blackboard, you can see that there's two fish. Two fish represents good luck. At Spring Festival, Chinese people say "nian nian you yu," which is a pun because it means every year have fish, but it sounds like every year have good luck. So that's why they have two fish at Spring Festival, which is just coming up very soon. Looks like these kids are pretty good at English. There was once a farmer who lived near a road. It was not a busy road, but from time to time cars passed the farm. Near the farm gate there was a large hole in the road. This hole was always full of water, and when the driver drove her into the hole, they could not drive her out. Shit, sorry driver. And here, it's a little girl, and it says, "I'm a pure child." A pure slut. It's the best kind. World Smile Day is World Red Cross Day. It was set up in 1948. Oh, it smells lovely. It smells like pine resin. Wow, who's this guy? Anybody know who that is? Look, there's a skull down here as well. Oh, it's not a real one though. If it would be a real one, it would be awesome. Looks a bit like Skeletor. Look at this guy. He looks like some kind of 70s Chinese porn star. Look at the handlebar moustache. It's a very typical Chinese image of like the worker wearing a flat cap like that. This just looks like a typical Chinese shuai ge. I mean, he's like a handsome guy. Look, he's got no moustache. He's got a spider on his lip though. And of course the most disgusting of all Chinese foods, chicken's feet, which they also called phoenix claws, but it's chicken's feet. It tastes disgusting. This looks like it must be the primary school section. Some very faded pictures of children. The odd thing is that this is the mascot for the 2008 Expo. This school feels like it's been closed much longer than that though. Oh, yes. Look at this. Look at that. Look at like, it's not the heart. It's a hand. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. There's a bone. There's a very big ear. There's a brain. That looks like intestines. Yummy. What date do these newspapers say? 2002. Oh no. Is that a dead cat? We found this corpse. I thought it was a cat at first, but I think now it's a small dog. It's one of the local mutts, I think.